Hello, hi, I'm Jeffrey with Basecamp Custom Vans. Just doing a video about the overhead cab shelf template kit that we're selling. I've cut this is already been set up here with the. I've already cut this template out and put it down on some 1/2-inch plywood, and these are the brackets. So we've got a bracket for if it's a 2019 or newer model. These ones match the color of the headliner. The earlier models from 2018 and previous, these we just have a different color set up so that it matches the headliner real nice. And basically, cut that template out, tape it down to the wood that you want to use, and rip it. No, but however you would say, we cut these with a jigsaw, and basically this is a 1/2-inch one. If we use 1/2-inch, the trouble with the 1/2-inch is that it flexes through the middle. So the brackets are going to be on either side, and we'll create a front lip which will make it nice and sturdy through the front. The trouble is that through the front edge, I called this the front, this is actually the rear. The front edge that goes up against the headliner isn't supported by anything through this whole zone. And so what you'll see is, like, right here where these marks are, you'd want to create like a brace of some kind. So the way I've done it is I take, if I've doing a 1/2-inch, the one I'm going to show you in my van is a 3/4-inch sheet of ply. But you can do this with 1/2-inch also, is what I'm getting at. And there's just some tricks to either one. The 3/4-inch has its own things I'll go over in a minute. So the challenge with the 1/2-inch is, it's a less expensive piece of wood. It's a lot lighter. You'll have, you'll still have a nice surface. It's just there'll be some flex through with anything heavy on it through the middle. So what we do is just we create like a brace through the middle. Now I've done this a couple of ways. We've done it with aluminum. Let's walk around the shop here. Let's go for a walk, shall we? I'm looking for my 3/4-inch. So I've taken 3/4-inch aluminum and put it right through the middle here by gluing it down with a urethane, like PL3 is the best. PL3 will adhere any materials to each other, so it'll adhere plastic to wood, aluminum to wood, metal to metal. It's really a great product. So we'll either put a brace. Either brace it with aluminum, that's the 3/4-inch tube, or you can create your own with just like ripping some more of the plywood. So what I've also done was I've taken, you take like a little, either one way to do it is to rip a couple 1/2-inch pieces and then make a box, like a square out of them. Some way or another, create a brace. You could use angle iron. These are just suggestions, whatever material you think is best. So the 1/2-inch is great and works really well. It just needs that brace. Now I've done, before I walk away from this 1/2-inch piece, I'm just putting my things away, sorry. We're going to create a front lip on the front of this as well, and I do that with, the template itself has a, a little thing to make like a 2-inch lip. So if you cut that, if you trace and cut that lip out, you can then attach it to the top side of this and glue it down and tack them with brad nails. I like to use like angle iron. I think it looks really good. And so this is a 1.5-inch piece of angle iron. So you could skip cutting that piece out from the template and just use angle iron, which I think looks great. And that's going to give it the front lip that you create isn't just functional for a lip. It also creates a sturdy. It gives it, it's only 1/2-inch, so it's a little flexy through the middle. So you have to put some kind of lip on there. I like the aluminum angle, but whatever. Let's go look at the one I've already installed. So we just made this one last night, and this was made from 3/4-inch. I actually just took I have an angle bar for it, which I just took off so that I could show you the challenge that we have. So we'll put this back on in a minute. So this was a 3/4 inch piece of pine. I then trimmed it with some marine grain vinyl from Joann's Fabric, and I put a little bit of anti-skid on the top side. So it's all finished, and it was actually done too. I had this aluminum angle piece up, but I have to show you the challenge with 3/4 inch is the curve of this headliner. And so when we make one of these out of 3/4 inch, if we don't knock the top corner off of this, it doesn't snug up into the headliner. The front of the headliner is it's really steep in the front. It's not so much the sides that are the problem. The front has like a 45-degree angle that it's coming down at. And so you can almost see a little bit better on this side. I have to use light. It's broad daylight, but in here it's dark because the headliner is black and everything's black. So you can see what I did was I knocked off. I took I traced this out with the template, cut it with a jigsaw, and there's two ways of doing this. You can, if you're using 3/4 inch, this top has to be taken down by 45 degrees. You can either, I'll do a hand gestures. You can either, your jigsaw blade guard can be set so that the jigsaw is cutting at different angles. It's obviously set to normally be at 90. What we've done this two ways. We can either cut it out with the jigsaw set to be at 45 degrees. So then when your blade is cutting it out, it's cutting that 45-degree bevel into it. You would be cutting from the top side. Let's see, if we were like, let me get back into the shop. So if we're looking down, if we were cutting this with a jigsaw set at 45 degrees, the tracing that I took out, that would then be the bottom of the template of the shelf itself. And we'd be cutting it with the blade on the jigsaw set at 45, angled in this way. And then when we cut the whole thing out, we'll flip it over. The underneath would be your top side of the shelf, and what we're looking at over here would be the bottom. So then this would come right to the edge of the headliner, but would be beveled throughout the whole cut. So you can cut it right out in one step, beveling it. What I did with that particular shelf that I just showed was, I put the router away. Did I? Yeah. I'll get my router bit out just to show you, but I cut it with a 45-degree router bit. So this on a nice my big Porter cable router over there, I cut it with the jigsaw first, just with a straight 90-degree on the jigsaw. Then I took the router, set it up to go around the edges, and it just knocked that 45 degrees off. Either way, this has to be, that 45, the top of this on a 3/4 inch shelf has to be taken down, and that's how we do it. There's a couple of different ways to do it, and then it'll snug up there really nice. The brackets themselves, real simple. They just go into the existing bolts that are being used, one for the grab handle and one for the coat hook. So I leave the one on the coat hook on the outside, just so that it'll actually work if you tuck it in behind there, but then it's set back just a little bit further more, and I like getting a good bite on the shelf with the screws. So I'm just screwing them in. Because this is wooden, I'm screwing them in with wood screws, 3/4 inch wood screws. And you could also through bolt it. Just drill a hole right up, after marking these spots, drill a hole right up through, and you could have bolts going through also. But because it's beveled here and stuff, the bevel comes up at an angle, so really if you come straight down, these are right on the edge. If these are the screws are right on the edge, so if this is tucked behind, it brings all of this farther back, and you just get a better purchase if you leave that on the outside. So these brackets, there's a bolt. You pull this rubber thing off, and there's a bolt underneath for the coat hook. And then underneath that cap on this grab handle is I could pop it off, I guess. Nope, It's in there really good. There's a bolt head behind there. So they're actually two different star heads. Gosh, I can't remember what they were. Was it 6 and 8 or something? But they're two different sizes for some reason. And that's the way that works, is so you take that bolt out, put your brackets in, and then the shelf literally, it sets in there. You literally just like scoot it right in. You can also do it by it's just to really protect the headliner so you really don't scratch it. It gets a little scuffed when you just shove it in there. I'll also just tilt these. Another way to do it is to tilt these brackets to the side, right? Tilt 2 of them on the passenger side maybe. And then I'll like set the shelf up on that side, come on in here with my head, push the shelf all the way up and set the brackets back up underneath it. And that way you're not scratching through the headliner. It does kind of, if you just shove it in there, kind of scuff up the edge of the headliner a little bit. So it's not a big deal. And that's longer than I thought it would take me to explain all this, but thanks for watching. And please, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm going to put this shelf back together by putting this front piece back on, and it'll be done. And we are here to support any way we can. So please don't hesitate to reach out if you have any questions. Thank you. Have fun.